The deaths of 6 suspected robbers in Kamocha, a Kampala suburb, have raised serious concerns about the police's use of force during an operation they described as intelligence-led, targeting individuals on their watch list. Today, we sought clarification from the police on why extreme measures were taken against suspects who did not appear to pose an immediate threat.
1, arrest a suspect. If he's come and, like Walter, arrest, bring to the station. If he's a bit violent, and if he's fleeing the scene, disable. If he's violent and at the same time fleeing the scene, we have to neutralize that person. Since the suspects were violent, they had a machete, they had a panga, and they were fleeing the scene. I think that's the option they chose.
The man came with boda boda and parked at our stage, but we did not know him. After about 2 minutes, another man came following him and he asked him to lie on the ground. He then shot him twice and left.
I was walking from Acacia Mall. I saw the man who reached the boda boda rider and asked him to lie on the ground. He then asked him to look at him and thereafter drew his pistol and shot him thrice in the head. Afterwards, he told us it is okay as he left the scene.
The police's decision to neutralize the suspects have sparked criticism, with some accusing them of carrying out extrajudicial killings. We asked Onyango whether this approach violated basic human rights.
Investigations will prove whether these were suspects or not suspects.
Legal experts are also speaking out. Human rights lawyer George Mwesigye argues that unless the police can provide a clear justification, they could be held accountable for extrajudicial killings.
We all acknowledge that police has a mandate and the powers to fight crime. We all acknowledge that the Police Act gives them powers to use reasonable force. Courts have interpreted reasonable force to mean that force that is proportionate to the threat that you are facing. So in this particular incident, we've heard that these people were police only recovered pangas. Even as per their own statement, we haven't heard police saying that they were armed, neither were they facing an immediate threat. The duty of police was to apprehend them. In any case, they say that they had good intelligence, which meant that they could make up a case before courts, and then courts would have convicted and these people served the sentence. Anything where you are the ones who have the evidence, then you pass out the sentence and you even terminate them or terminate their lives or neutralize, like they say, is an extrajudicial killing, which is not allowed in our constitution.
Mwesigye warns that such actions set a dangerous precedent for law enforcement in Uganda.
If you create a culture where suspected robbers are shot on sight, not even apprehended but shot on sight, it will breed impunity, it will breed misuse, it will breed abuse.
The police say 2 key suspects, believed to be the ringleaders of the criminal group, escaped during the operation. The group is accused of stealing 233 million shillings over the past 2 weeks.
On the 10th of this month, the same group robbed 100 million from one Tibamanya Fred. On the 4th of January this year, they robbed one Barack Francis, his 30 million shillings. He had just withdrawn from a bank on 6th Street industrial area here in Kampala. On the 10th of this month, they robbed Tayebwa Bruno, 3 million. On the 8th of January this year, they robbed one Kawewa Jamil, a car dealer. He had just withdrawn 100 million from a bank around Rubaga.
But why would anyone carry such large sums of money given the obvious risks? Financial experts like Daniel Ayebade, chairperson of the Uganda Financial Literacy Association, offer some insight.
Cash actually facilitates corruption and bribery in our economy. Cash facilitates, even extreme ends, it facilitates terrorism and money laundering. So we need as a nation to look at how we continue to fast track our digitization process to make sure we achieve a cashless economy.
Meanwhile, the police continue to search for the two fugitive ringleaders, citing their ongoing threat to public safety. Walter Mwesigye, NTV.